The 2010s, what a wild time it was to be alive. With highlights such as the introduction of smartphones and about 28 different Fast and Furious movies. But in this video, we're going to be looking at what people was dressing like in the 2010s. So grab a seat, grab some popcorn, because I'm going to be showing you how to have 2010s drip. In the 2010s, I want to say that there was 3 different sort of eras in terms of fashion. The first era we're going to be talking about is the 2010 to 2013 era. I don't know what was in the water around this time, but these man was dressing differently. Alright, let's start off with the shoes and then work our way up. So from 2010 to 2013, there was only really a handful of shoes that was actually really worn. And those shoes were Nike Rocher Runs, then you had the Vans. Vans was really popular as well. Adidas ZX Fluxes, yes I know, how embarrassing. And also the typical shoes that everyone wears that haven't really died in fashion, such as the Air Maxes and also the Air Force Ones. But the number one shoe, in my opinion, that was really big in this era was Toms, yeah. I'm not sure if any of you really remember Toms, yeah, but Toms, if you had Toms, yeah, you was that guy, real talk. Real talk, Toms back in the day are basically like the Panda Dunks now. Not even Toms, to be fair, just boat shoes as a whole. If you had a pair of boat shoes coupled by a pair of chinos, yeah, you was getting all the girls, no questions asked. And speaking of chinos, let's move on to the trousers now. So yes, in the early 2010s, chinos was in full force and very popular. Don't ask why, that was just a fashion back in the day. But chinos died in fashion just as fast as they came into fashion, and I couldn't tell you the last time I actually saw someone wearing chinos. And also another pair of trousers that was super big back in the early 2010s was jeans. And I'm not just talking about regular jeans, I'm talking about the baggiest jeans you can find. The jeans had to be looking like a pair of parachute pants, real talk. If the jeans wasn't basically covering half of the shoe, you got the wrong size. Alright, cool, let's move on to the tops now. Alright, so in terms of the tops in the early 2010s, yeah, I've got like 3 that come to my mind automatically, yeah. One is the half naked girls on the shirts, yeah. I don't know what was going through guys' mind to actually even wear tops like this, but this was super popular. And I can't lie, yeah, I was one of them guys down to a T, yeah. I had the chinos, I had the boat shoes, then I had a picture of like a half naked Rihanna on there. I felt like the man, real talk. But I was only young in that, so it's whatever. But in the exact same time period, yeah, like grown men would actually be wearing the same sort of stuff. I'm talking about a guy that's like 30 plus or whatever, going to the pub with his wife, wearing a t-shirt with a half naked Selena Gomez on there. Like, what? Another t-shirt that I just cringed to even think about, but it was so popular back in the day. And the t-shirt that I'm talking about is V-necks. Yeah, V-necks. It was such a crazy time, I can't even lie to you. The main ones I want to say are the button-up V-necks. I mean, they had buttons, but there wasn't really a button-up V-neck. It was very hard to explain. It's very weird. And then the last t-shirt that I actually still sort of mess with is a Ralph Lauren polo. It don't even have to be a Ralph Lauren polo, just polos in general. And also cardigans. Cardigans was big back in the day. I want to say the reason why cardigans was big is because Kanye West, yeah. Because as soon as Kanye started wearing cardigans, everyone started wearing cardigans. Alright, so to top things off with the early 2010s era, we have the accessories. Alright, so the 3 main ones are the snapback. The snapbacks was really, really heavy. Shout out to the Obey snapbacks as well. And the YMBMC snapbacks, those was really popular. And also the Jesus bands. I'm not sure if too many people remember the Jesus bands. They were only really popular for like a year, but when they were popular, they was hitting. And also these big beefy messenger bags, yeah, these was drip back in the day. The 13 era, I forgot to include a couple items, so I'm just going to include them now. Sorry to interrupt the video, guys, but if you do like clothes, check out my online store, section 17. They've got some really nice pieces. The link is in my description. And without further ado, let's get back into the video. Alright, so that was the first era. Moving on to the second one, we have the 2014 to the 2016 era. Alright, so this era I like to call the Adidas era, because in this sort of like small time period, Adidas was just on top with everything, especially when it comes to shoes, because this was around the time where Kanye actually signed with Adidas, and everyone was just loving off Adidas at this point. With iconic shoes such as the Yeezys, you had the NMDs, Ultra Boost, the Pharrell shoes, even the Adidas Superstars was popular at this point. Don't get it twisted, Nike was still doing its thing, you know, it had shoes such as the Huaraches, the Air Max 90s, 95s, and also 97s. But in this era, Adidas was on top, you know. It might have been a short period, but Adidas was killing the game. You know, they were selling out shoes, and yes, Adidas was selling out shoes. It's hard to believe, I know, but yeah, they were actually doing that. And also in this time period, we had the rise of the Gucci sliders, and Gucci struck gold with this slider. It was an instant hit as soon as it released, and this opened the floodgates for other designer brands to make their own sliders. Moving on to the trousers, and in the trousers, we only have 2 jeans, yeah. We had skinny jeans and super skinny jeans, yeah. This was actually such a wild time, yeah, because you had full on grown men that would go shopping, go to the women's section and actually buy skinny jeans. Shameful, shameful stuff. And also ripped skinny jeans was a thing as well. And also camo trousers had a moment as well. Alright, cool. Let's move on to the tops now. Alright, so there's one top that just screams 2015 to 16 to me, and that is the Armani top. This top was like a virus because you'd see one person wear it, then you'd see all of their friends wear it, and then you rock up to a party and 50% of the blokes are wearing this top. And also another top that I saw a lot of people wearing in this era was the skinny long tops. So these tops was like skinny on the arms, you know, to show your muscles, and then like skinny on the chest area to obviously show your chest and shoulders and that. And then they were just long as anything. Like I'm talking like just about down to your kneecaps. And also there was a couple tracksuits that was extremely popular. Number one, probably the Adidas Superstar tracksuit. Then you had the Ralph Lauren tracksuits. Ralph Lauren tracksuits was 30, I can't lie. And then probably Armani tracksuits as well. And then in this era, the accessories was probably the Versace bathrobe. Oh my days, yeah. I've just literally had a flashback, yeah. This was crazy. This used to go so hard, I can't lie. To this day, yeah, the Versace bathrobe is goated, yeah, goated. Also, in this time, you had the Gucci belts that were super popular. And probably my most favourite accessory from this era was the CP Company goggle hat. I don't think any clothing brand would top this hat, because this hat was just so original, super clean, and yeah, just all round sick hat. Moving on to the 2017 to the 2020 era. And in my opinion, this was the pinnacle of the streetwear era. You had Palace that was popping off. You had Supreme, which was the king of streetwear for the longest time. I think 2017, they actually did their collaboration with Louis Vuitton as well. And also you had Off-White in the mix, probably one of the front runners for the streetwear scene at the time. And also this was the era where Nike took back the shoe game from Adidas, because in 2017, Nike did a collaboration with Off-White making the 10. And the 10 was just a collection of the most popular Nike shoes with Off-White touches to them. And this collaboration went so crazy. And after this, everyone started wearing Nike shoes again. I'm talking Jordan 1s. You had the Nike Prestos. Those was really popular as well. You had the Air Maxes. You know, just a lot of Nike shoes. And also in this time period, Crocs actually become very popular as well. Alright, moving on, we have the trousers. And I'd probably say the cargos was sort of coming into fashion around this time. Skinny jeans wasn't really a thing anymore. It was sort of, you know, about tracksuit bottoms, cargo trousers, and just normal skinny jeans. Not too skinny, but not too baggy either. And also there was a period where like people would wear these like flary school trousers with like a chain hanging on it. That was a pretty cool look, I can't lie. And also I'd say around this time the Nike Tech fleece actually started getting a lot of traction. But moving on to the tops, in terms of tops, I'd probably say the Supreme box logo was definitely up there. The Palace Tri-Ferg hoodie was absolutely goated. And then you had this Gucci t-shirt that was basically like the Armani t-shirt from the previous era, but it was just Gucci. But I do feel like I've missed out a lot of stuff that, you know, I didn't really cover in this video, so I do apologize about that. And also I'm a bit biased because obviously I'm from the UK. Obviously different countries probably had different style senses back in the day, so yeah, I did try my best. Obviously if you do agree with any of the things I did say in this video, let me know down there. This video was a part of the playlist, and if you did like the video you just watched, I know for a fact you're gonna like the rest of the videos on the playlist.